Assalamu alaikum listeners, welcome to the show Spinoff. This is your sports RJ Faisal Ilyas. Another 3 games have been played in ICC Men's T20 World Cup for 2024, but all eyes are on Group A where Pakistan and USA are fighting for their spot in the next stage of the T20 World Cup, which is top 8 teams playing against each other. Tonight at 7:30 Pakistan time, the game between USA and Ireland is supposed to be played in Lauderhill Ground, Florida, but the weather is expected to be very bad. In fact, there is rain already going on over there and there are thunderstorms expected tonight. So if this game doesn't go and get played, then Pakistan's chances are going to be over to qualify for the next stage, but we'll have to wait and see, and we can hope and pray that this game actually gets played. And obviously USA has to lose this game for Pakistan to qualify for the Super 8. But 3 games have been played, like I said, after our show yesterday. We'll talk about all of these 3 games in detail in our today's show. So very important game from the Group D between Netherlands and Bangladesh was played yesterday evening, and this game was critical for Bangladesh to win, because if they have to qualify for the next round, this game was a must win for them. They eventually won this game, although Netherlands won the toss and they chose to bowl first, and we have seen that chasing on these grounds is relatively easy, but Bangladesh made it difficult for Netherlands to chase it down. And thanks to the great performance from one of their leg spinners, Rashid Hussain, who was the star of the show, who took 3 wickets for just 33 runs and put the brakes on the chase by Netherlands. But if we look at the man of the match performance, it came from their star all-rounder Shakib Al Hasan, who scored 64 of just 46 runs, and this was the highest score of the match. And this performance made sure that Bangladesh wins the game against Netherlands and keeps their chances alive to qualify for the next stage. Like I said, Shakib Al Hasan and even all of their senior players are coming to party for Bangladesh. We've seen them do so well. Another senior player, Mahmudullah, has been doing so well for them in this tournament. So they have a good mix of senior and junior players, and they have actually selected a good team this time round. One lacking that they used to have was their spin department, but this time round they have come up with good spinners like Rashid Hussain, and we all know how good Shakib Al Hasan is when he has the ball in his hand as well. So if we look at the complete performances, Bangladesh bowled first, and if you look at the batting performances, the top batting performances, Shakib Al Hasan managed 64 runs, like I said, of 46 balls. Then the next top scorer was Tanzid Hassan. He scored 35 of 26 balls. Then Mahmudullah scored 25 of 21. From Netherlands, Macron managed to take 2 wickets of just 15 balls, and we have seen him do well in these ICC Men's T20 World Cups. In the last World Cup also, he managed to take wickets and even score runs for Netherlands. So overall, this game was dominated by Bangladesh, and we saw then when it came to crucial moments, Bangladesh players did well. And like I said, their senior players are coming to fort and fighting for their team to win, because we have seen that these pitches are not easy. We have to adapt. Every team has to adapt to a completely different situation when it comes to playing in USA and West Indies conditions, because USA is hosting this kind of a huge tournament for the first time, and West Indies also is a nation where there isn't a lot of international cricket of late. So teams like Bangladesh, India, and all of the other sides who are winning the games are actually should be given a lot of credit, because they have adapted to these new conditions very well. We have analyzed already the game between Bangladesh and Netherlands. Before we move to the next game that was played between England and Oman, we'll have a look at the next fixtures that Netherlands and Bangladesh have to go through, because Group D is also very competitive, and we have seen that a team like Sri Lanka has already in a lot of trouble. If they don't win their next games, they will be out of the race for the next stage. So Netherlands has to play their next next game against Sri Lanka. So mighty Netherlands are very strong team, and Sri Lanka will have to beat Netherlands to stay in the tournament alive. Bangladesh have to play the next game against Nepal. So this game is going to be easy. Both of these teams will play their games on 16th of June. So these games will decide who from the group D will qualify for the next stage. I want you guys also to chip in, and you have our WhatsApp number, which is 031428989889. You can text in to us through this WhatsApp number, and you can tell us what do you think is the chances for Pakistan to qualify for the next stage. You can also give your feedback on the spin department, where Pakistan is struggling, and the teams like England, where they have Adil Rashid, who's done so well. We'll talk about that game where Adil Rashid became the man of the match, and we saw that in Netherlands and Bangladesh game also. Bangladesh leg spinner Rishad Hussain took 3 wickets, although Shakib ul Hasan was the man of the match, but this performance was also critical. So we have seen that Pakistan is struggling in spin department, and this thing is haunting Pakistan not just in bilateral series and test series, but also in ICC T20 events as well. Now we'll move our focus towards the next game that was played between England and Oman. Why this game was critical was because England has already lost their game against Australia, and their one game was tied with Scotland, which is why Scotland and England are actually fighting for their place in the next stage. So England had to win this game by a big margin, and they managed to do so. England won the toss, and they chose to field first in the Viv Richards Stadium in Antigua. So England won the game by 8 wickets with 101 balls to spare. So with this strong win, they have surpassed Scotland's net run rate, but they still have to win their next game, and Scotland has to lose their game against Australia for the reigning champions to qualify for the next stage. So all of these teams are in a lot of trouble. If we talk about Pakistan, their qualification to the next stage is also dependent. England's qualification to the next stage is also dependent on how Scotland and Australia game goes by, and we have seen that already New Zealand has gone out of the tournament because of their 2 defeats already. So the third game that was played after our yesterday's show was between Afghanistan and Papua New Guinea. This game was played from Group C, and it was played on Brian Lara Cricket Academy in West Indies. Afghanistan won the toss, and they went on to win this game by 7 wickets, and 29 balls were left when they won the game. And another important thing is that Fazal Haq Farooqi, who is their left arm pacer, again man of the match performance from this guy, and we have seen all of the bowlers doing so well for their teams in this year's T20 World Cup. Why I'm saying this is that Pakistani bowlers have not managed to do it, although Mohammad Amir once became the man of the match, but generally our bowling is struggling on these bowling friendly conditions. Coming back to this game, we have seen that PNG has given difficult time to teams like West Indies, but as the tournament progressed, they have been not that great. They lost this game very easily. When they batted first, they only could manage to score 95 runs in 19.5 overs. Another wicket where it's hard to score runs, and runs were hard to come by, as like we saw that when even Afghanistan batted, it was not that easy for them to score these runs very quickly. But still, they managed to chase down the total when 29 balls were still left. If we talk about PNG's batting, Doriga from PNG managed to score 26 runs of 32 balls, and Alai Nao managed to score 13 runs of 19 balls, and Tony Ura scored 11 runs of 18 balls. So in total, they managed to score 95 runs. When we look at the bowling performance, exceptional performance from Afghanistan once again. Fazal Haq Farooqi, man of the match in the game, took 3 wickets of just 18 runs. Naveenul Haq, another exceptional pacer from Afghanistan, he managed to take 2 wickets and he conceded only 4 runs. Very, very economical bowling from Naveenul Haq, and we see him in IPL as well, how good the bowler he is. And Noor Ahmed, another left arm spinner from Afghanistan, he took 1 wicket and he conceded only 13 runs. Another important factor from this game was that PNG had 3 players who got run out. So had that not happened, this score would have been much better and they could have challenged Afghanistan, because when Afghanistan came came to bat, their openers got out very quickly as well. So this game could have been more interesting if PNG had not lost these players, these three players of run out. So when Afghanistan came to bat, their openers got out early, but due to great batting from Gulbuddin Naib, who scored 49 of 36 runs, Afghanistan managed to chase down this score very quickly. Mohammad Nabi from Afghanistan, who is their senior most player and one of the good all-rounders, he also scored 16 of 23. Alright, now we have to move towards the song. When we come back, we'll talk about this game further, and we'll also talk about the games to be played from now till the next show. There will be 3 games that we'll talk about which are coming up in today. I was just looking at the top bowlers and top batters performances in this year's T20 World Cup. In fact, I was just looking at the top 5 in each category, and you will not believe there is no Pakistani in it, and there is no Indian in it either, which gives you a little bit of satisfaction that we are not far behind the competition. But if you look at the exactly which players are there in these category, first the batters, top 5 batters in this year's T20 World Cup. Rahmanullah Gurbaz from Afghanistan is the one who leads the chart right now. He's on 167 runs and his strike rate is 154.6. Outstanding. And we have seen how he has dominated all the opposition that he has played against in this T20 World Cup, and we have seen him play this kind of cricket for many months, and now it's actually coming to fourth. On second position is the batter from USA, Aaron Jones. We have seen him do so well against Pakistan and also against Canada. He did so well for USA. He's on 141 runs and outstanding strike rate of 160.2. Third position is the renowned batter David Warner. He's on 113 runs with 153.3 as his strike rate. Ibrahim Zadran has scored 114 and his strike rate is 121.2. Another player from Afghanistan, and his top score this year is 38. So 2 players in the top 5 batters from Afghanistan. So Afghanistan's run right now is going great, and they've already qualified for the next stage. So a lot to be seen from these players in the next stage of the T20 World Cup as well. On the 5th position is Andreas Goss, another player from USA. He's scored 102 runs off the strike rate, 132.4, and his highest score this year has been 34. Alright, so if we look at the top bowlers this year, again, Afghanistani player is the one who tops the group right now. He's taken 12 wickets. His strike rate has been his economy has been 3.5. Outstanding economy. Second position is with Anrich Nokia from South Africa. He's taken 8 wickets, and his strike rate or economy rate has been 5.37. Alzari Joseph from West Indies holds the 3rd position with 8 wickets, and Adam Zampa from Australia, who has been exceptional for Australia since many years. We have seen his outstanding performance in 2023 50 over World Cup as well. He's on 4th position with 8 wickets. Although it's a lot of matches are to go from here on, but right now we see that it's not just top teams but also the teams like Afghanistan and USA from where these players are doing so well. On the 5th position is Akil Hussain with 7 wickets, and he's from West Indies. So if we look at the bowling and batting performances, very good to see that new players have done so well in this year's T20 World Cup, and a lot to be seen from these players in the matches to go. So we're talking about the game between England and Oman. England had to win this game by a big margin to have the net run rate exceeding Scotland's net run rate. They managed to do it. England won the game by 8 wickets with 101 balls to spare, and the man of the match performance came through Adil Rashid, their leg spinner. And like I said, we have seen 2 leg spinners dominating the games yesterday and throughout the tournament, that we have seen that spinners are very critical in the game of cricket. If we talk about Oman's batting, they batted first because England won the toss and gave Oman to bat first. They were all out for just 47 runs, and 13.2 overs was enough for England to get Oman completely bowled out. Oman just scored 47 runs. Shoaib Khan managed to score 11 runs off 23 balls. He was the only player who went into the double figures in the entire game. Can you believe it? But this is the reality. And Faisal Ilyas, who's the captain for Oman, he scored just 8 runs off 10 balls. If we talk about bowling performances, man of the match performance, Adil Rashid, he took 4 wickets off just 11 runs. Jofra Archer, the pacer from England, he took 3 wickets off 12 runs. And Mark Wood, another brisk pacer, he took 3 wickets off just 12 runs. So only one batter got to the double figures from Oman, and when England came out to bat, they chased down the total in just 3.1 overs. Can you believe it? 3.1 overs, and England scored 50 for 2. Joss Butler scored 24 of just 8 balls. He went not out. Phil Salt, who always plays very fast, he scored 12 runs of just 3 balls, and Bairstow scored 8 runs of 2 balls. Will Jacks scored 5 runs of 7 balls. So England managed to chase down the very small total in just 3.1 overs, and like I said, they had to improve their net run rate, so they had this in mind and they won the game very quickly. If we talk about the next games that are to be played, England has their next game against one of the easy sides, because they have to play against Namibia, which is not that big a side, but again they have to play with the good net run rate in mind. And Oman has already ended their T20 campaign, but like we discussed in last show as well, that all of these associate team had a good chance to showcase their talent, and they managed to do it. We saw how USA, Canada, Ireland, Scotland, all of them have done so well in this tournament. So initially when we were seeing that 55 games had to be played, a lot of the games were supposed to be boring and all, but we have seen that all of these associate teams have done so well, and most of the games have been exciting, especially teams like I said, US, Canada, Papua New Guinea, all of them have done very, very well. So we'll go towards a song once again. When we come back, we'll talk about the game between Afghanistan and Papua New Guinea. This game is won by Afghanistan and they've qualified for the next round. We'll see as to how this game went on, because Afghanistan is somebody who's dominating this year's tournament. Alright, now we'll talk about the games that are to be played from now till our next show tomorrow. The first game to be played tonight is gonna be played at 7:30 p.m. Pakistan time, and this game is between USA and Ireland in the Group A, where Pakistan is also there in the group. The only chance Pakistan has to qualify in the next round is when Ireland gets to beat USA, and we are expecting Ireland to beat USA when Ireland has already lost their last 2 games against Canada and India. So a lot to ask from Ireland, and USA must be very confident because they have won all of their games so far in this tournament. They've beaten mighty Pakistan, and they had a close game against India, and they've also beaten Canada. So they have won 2 of their games. They lost to India only, and that game was also very close. So Pakistan's chances to qualify in the next stage depend only on Ireland's win against US. And even if this game is washed out, because we have seen that in Florida and Lauderhill, where this game is going to be played, the weather prediction is very bad for Pakistan, because there is supposed to be storm over there, there is supposed to be rain over there, and we have seen some of the footages where the rain and storm was very hard. And if this game is washed out, then Pakistan will not get into the next stage, because USA will have 5 points then, and there is no way Pakistan can beat 5 points, because they can only reach up to 4 points if they beat Ireland in their next game, because Pakistan has to play next against the Ireland. So this game is most critical for Pakistani fans, and we hope and pray that this game happens and Ireland manages to win this game. The next game is between mighty South Africa, who have already qualified in their group D, against Nepal, who have already gone out of this tournament. So not that critical game, but South Africa will be experimenting in this game. They will be trying to play player like Shamsi Tabriz Shamsi, who who hasn't gotten a chance to play for the team, and they might experiment with their batting order and some of the players who are sitting on the bench. So it's going to be a good experience for South Africa in this game, because Nepal is a associate team, and we have seen how South Africa have dominated in Group D, and they've already qualified in the Group D. So I'm sure South African fan will be watching this game, and we expect a good game between South Africa and Nepal. The third game before we do tomorrow's show is between New Zealand and Uganda. Both of these teams have already gone out of this tournament, and New Zealand, who were last year's semi-finalist, who lost to Pakistan in the semi-final in 2022 T20 World Cup, have not made it to the next round in this World Cup. So one of the upsets of this year's T20 World Cup, but New Zealand is already out of the tournament. They are going to play against Uganda in the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, Trinidad. This game will be played tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. We hope that all of these three games are get played, and especially the USA Ireland game, because all of the hope for Pakistan lies in that game, and we hope that Ireland manages to beat USA in that game. So with this analysis of all of the three games and the next games that are to be played, the time for now is to say goodbye to all of you, and I'll see all of you guys tomorrow. And with this, pray that the game between USA and Ireland is actually played, and the rain and storm is calmed down over there in Florida. I'll say goodbye to all of you.